Hello, everyone. So, for today's pick a card topic, we're going to find out what is your future spouse's first impression of you. Now, for options, we have here three beautiful blue apatite crystals. Now, blue apatite is a crystal that you can work with, most especially if you wanted to lose weight, as it increases metabolism. It also helps in reducing stress or anxiety, and it also helps in communication. So, let me show it to you one by one. This is for group number one, and that is blue apatite raw stone or crystal. Very beautiful. Usually sourced from Brazil, Madagascar. Okay. For group number two, we have the blue apatite crystal bracelet. Very dark blue. Awesome. All right, now for group number three, we have the blue apatite crystal tower. Okie dokie. So those are the three options. Take your pick and just click on the timestamps below. Hello, group number one. You have chosen this beautiful raw stone, which is blue apatite. Let's go ahead and find out what is your future spouse's first impression of you. Spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective we chose, group number one. Ace of Pentacles. Now remember, it's just their first impression, not necessarily that it has to be correct. Then we have your Judgment. Three of Pentacles. The Empress. The Magician. And you have Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have King of Cups. All right, in terms of signs, I'm definitely seeing here a lot of Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, especially Taurus and Virgo. So either you may have that in your chart or it's also your future spouse's sign, okay? And then I'm also seeing here water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, especially Scorpio. We also have here Sagittarius and Aries if it's fire. And then we have Libra too. All right, so what is your future spouse's first impression of you? I'm getting here that number one, they're really seeing you as a person who's so abundant, okay? Especially got the Empress card and the Magician card. Now, abundance is not necessarily related to money or financial abundance, but it can be for some of you that this is how they're viewing you, that you're financially successful or capable, or that you are a person who's really successful in your job, in your business, or in your career. Especially got the Three of Pentacles over here as well. But for others of you, they're viewing you as somebody who's very talented, okay? You have a lot of experiences as well. That's how they're viewing you. And with the Empress card, this is actually a great card to get. They're viewing you as somebody who's very beautiful, physically speaking, or attractive inside and out, all right? And they're also seeing you as a person who's very generous. You're a great team player. You can almost get along with anybody. That's also what I'm hearing. And at the same time, you're very assertive or very ambitious as well. But at the same time, for others of you, your future spouse, they're viewing you, or at least this is their first impression, that you're kind of like a little bit careful, or that you're, yeah, a little bit observant, okay? So there are some things maybe that's running around in your mind, but you don't kind of like say it because you're trying to, yeah, observe the situation, even the people around you as well. All right, let's try to pull up another set of cards. Your future spouse's first impression of you. Group number one, let's see. Wow. Oh my gosh. You got the Sun card, the most positive card in the deck. And it says happiness. Beautiful. Then you got the Awakening. Alrighty. Oh, that is interesting because you also got, I believe that was Judgment, which is also talking about awakening or realization too. Oh my gosh. Then you got the Don Juan. All right. Okay. Alrighty. So here's what I'm seeing based on these three cards. Well, it's actually really positive, especially with the Sun card over there. So a lot of you guys, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a person who's really fun to be around with. You have this really beautiful aura, or you're very optimistic as well. And then for others of you with the Awakening card, I'm actually picking up that some of them, they're viewing you as a person who's very intuitive, okay? Some of you, you do have strong psychic abilities. That's also what I'm getting here. And then you got the Don Juan. So it's not to say that you are a player, but their first impression of you is that you're very seductive, you're very charming, and that maybe you do have a lot of admirers as well. All right, let's try to pull up another set of cards. Also, I noticed there's a lot of images of music notes. So what I'm actually hearing from Spirit, either their first impression of you is that, well, either you really do love music, or you're very passionate when it comes to music, or you are a musician, because I picked up somebody watching this pile. You're very talented. So this is how they're viewing you. For some of you guys, their first impression of you, there's something about voice, all right? So either they really do like how you're talking, or you seem so confident when you actually talk. That's also what I'm picking up, which is, again, quite interesting because blue apatite is a great crystal to work with for communication. Wow, look at that. Joy and stability. Whoa, beautiful. I really love this, group number one. Then you have new beginnings. And then peace. Oh, I love this. Now it makes sense why you actually got the Sun card. So here's what I'm seeing based on these three cards. Your future spouse's first impression of you is that, well, again, you are very positive. Or a lot of you chose this pile. You have a very mature and optimistic attitude, okay? You dislike any form of negativity, which is beautiful as well. So anything that is just kind of like going to be lowering down your frequency, or anything that's only going to be dimming your light, you're not going to deal with that, all right? You're not afraid to release all of those negative frequencies or negative energies, because for you, it's really important to be in the energy of love. It's really important for you to be in the energy of joy and happiness. And that's how they're actually seeing you, that you have this very optimistic and really positive, aura or energy about you. And I'm also drawn to the new beginnings card. So what I'm actually hearing is that, again, you're a person, or at least this is their first impression of you. You're actually a person who really doesn't want to be stuck in the past, all right? Most especially if it's disrupting your peace or your present moment. Let's try to pull it more. Reflections. What do you contemplate can actualize? Well, that is interesting because you actually got the Magician card, right? And the Magician is a powerful manifester. And everything starts from our thoughts, or everything starts from what we're actually thinking of until it will become a reality. So I feel that your future spouse's first impression of you as well is that you guys are powerful manifestors, really. Oh my gosh, look at that. Honoring path. And then you got material and spiritual prosperity. Honestly, for some of you, it looks like your future spouse is putting you up on a pedestal, even on the first meeting, maybe. Because again, we're talking about their first impression of you. So I'm getting here that maybe their first impression of you is that it's hard to reach you. That's really what I'm picking up. That you have a lot of admirers around you, that maybe they won't stand a chance with you. That's more of like what I'm hearing right now. For others of you, they're viewing you as a person who achieved a lot of success in life, especially with this honoring path. So I'm getting here that, yeah, your future spouse is very much impressed, even on the first meeting, or even if you guys are not yet pretty much close to each other just yet. At least they know, or they have a niggling feeling that you are a person who has achieved a lot of success in life, and that you may be popular too, or there may be a lot of people wanting to gain your attention. Also, I'm picking up that for others of you with this honoring path, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a high valued woman or man. You don't settle for less. And again, with this material and spiritual prosperity, I'm picking up very strongly that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are very generous, okay? Which is again the reason why you have the Empress card at the very start of the reading. The Empress is somebody's very abundant, and she's also very generous, all right? So this is also how they see you, or that's their first impression of you. And at the same time, they see you as a person who's financially stable, or somebody who's very secure financially speaking. Okie dokie, what else? Let's try to pull it more. What is their first impression of you? Are you freaking kidding me? Now you got door to value, and there's a lot of money flying around. Crazy. So, like what I said, I feel that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you're financially successful. All right. They're seeing you as a person who's really wealthy, or maybe they can actually see that you can almost afford to buy anything that you want, all right? Or like what I said, door to value. There's something about being a high valued person, okay? Nice. You know your value. You don't settle for less. Some of them, they're quite intimidated by that. I will be, very, very honest with that too. Then you got pleasure, right? Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Your future spouse is really seeing you somebody's very successful financially speaking, that you can almost do everything or anything that you want with your money. All right. You can buy the clothes that you want, cars, bags, whatever. All right. That's what I'm picking up. And there's really something about the energy of joy and fun. That's how they're viewing you, or their first impression of you. And then you got spirit of place. Now, this is exactly what I was just talking about earlier, especially when I saw the new beginnings card. So it's a confirmation for me from spirit that for others of you, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a person who really doesn't want to be a prisoner of the past. You really don't like to be allowing yourself to be, dwelling in the past all the time. You're all about change. That's also what I'm hearing, especially when I saw this butterfly over here. You're not afraid to deal with some changes even. And yeah, you're really a person who likes to look forward to more new and exciting things, especially when I saw this spirit of place. So there's something about clearing out the old and then welcoming fresh new energies as well. All right, let's try to pull it more. Yep, because he got clean it up. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Honestly, for some of you, what I'm actually strongly picking up is that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are very tidy or neat, okay? Or not necessarily you're pretty much of an OC, but yeah, you're pretty tidy or neat. And you're a person who really doesn't like any clutters, all right? Yeah, especially got the clean it up card. Oh my gosh. Then you got uniqueness. Wow, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that. And then he got close encounters. Bingo. What did I just said earlier? Especially when I saw the butterfly. All right. And look at this butterfly inside the cage, right? What did I said earlier? I said earlier that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a person who's all about change. You really don't want to be a prisoner of the past. In this case, look at this. This butterfly is inside the cage. All right. You don't like that. And at the same time, I'm picking up that you are a person who knows what they want. Okay. And they don't want others to be controlling them either. That's also what I'm hearing right now. I'm hearing Sagittarius, by the way. So I don't know whether this is your future spouse's zodiac sign or this can be the viewer, but I strongly heard that right now. And yes, because Sag, they're freedom loving. They really don't want to be tied down. They are their own boss. They really don't like other people bossing them around or telling them what to do. And that's also what I'm hearing very strongly. Also, what I'm picking up is that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you have very beautiful nails. I keep on hearing that. And yeah, with the clean it up, your person is very neat, very tidy. Even your nails are really clean. Yeah, I got that. And again, with the uniqueness card, well, you are a very unique individual. You're not somebody that they actually have encountered in the past, all right, which is beautiful. All right, let's try to pull it more. Gosh, I love this. Intuition. Oh my gosh. What did I just said earlier when I saw the awakening card? Oh boy, this is crazy. So, yeah, another confirmation from spirit that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you're highly intuitive, okay? Very psychic as well. All right, let's try to pull it more. Centering. Ooh, cards are flying out like crazy. What is that? Let me just grab this real quick. Okay. Oh, you got reflection. Now that is interesting because you got reflections keyword from a different deck. You got it again. Hmm. Interesting. And there's a lot of mirrors. And then you got purity. Beautiful. All right, so what I'm actually seeing based on these three cards is that your future spouse is really, viewing you, or their first impression of you is that you are very centered and balanced, or calm and collected as well. And at the same time, with a reflection card, maybe their first impression of you is that you always like to think, all right? Or when you're bothered by something, or when you're confused about something, yeah, you kind of like, try your very best to really ponder about it, you really think about it. That's also how they're viewing you, especially for any situation or anything that might be a little bit confusing to you, all right? You really try to think about it over and over again. That's what I'm hearing from spirit. Also, you got the purity card. So for some of you, they're really seeing you as somebody who's very fragile, very innocent, all right? That's also what I'm picking up. Very naive, or very, yeah, not to say that you are childish, but you have this very childlike energy about you as well. All right, let's see what else. Bonding, nice. Life partner, oh my gosh, when this reading is all about your future spouse, let's get another card here. There you go. And then friendly support. I love this. So with the bonding card, they really view you, or their first impression of you is that you're really fun to be around with, and they're quite curious to get to know more about you on a deeper level. They're really seeing you with a life partner as somebody that, yeah, they can be in a long-term relationship with, or they're really seeing you as a husband or a wife material. All right. Remember, you got the Empress card at the very start of the reading, and that they're also saying something about how they view you as a high valued woman or man. And then you got the friendly support. So with the friendly support, either they're really seeing you as somebody who's really, again, friendly, charming. There's a lot of people wanted to be around you, okay? Or you're very supportive, or either this is how you guys are going to be starting out as first. Maybe you guys are also going to be friends first before you can turn this into something much more deeper. All right, let's try to pull up another set of cards. Ooh, cards are flying out again. Crazy. What is this? Let's take a look. Hold up, you guys. Oh my gosh, because the card they got, it's this could be the one. Oh my gosh. It looks like your future spouse is highly intuitive themselves, all right? And the reason why I'm saying that, especially got the intuition card, and then you got a lot of images of mirrors. Maybe you guys are mirroring each other. So it looks like your future spouse is also viewing you as somebody that, yeah, they can end up with. Like, oh my gosh, it looks like this is the woman or the man for me. And then you got the life partner, right? Crazy. What else? Family or healing family issues, all right? Then you have love yourself first. Okay. With the healing family issues, what I'm actually picking up very strongly is that either your future spouse's first impression of you is that maybe there are some issues that you have either with your biological parents or somebody who's actually around you when you were growing up that you haven't released any resentment just yet. Or it can also be that if you're already a parent or maybe you already have children, either from a previous marriage or from a previous relationship, this future spouse's first impression of you is that maybe, yeah, there are some issues going on within the family unit as well. And then you got love yourself first. So this is really nice. Your future spouse's first impression of you is that, again, you really do love yourself. You don't settle for less as well. All right. Because you know your true value and you know your true worth. Nice. I love that. Let's pull it more. Bully. Okay. Loneliness. All right. And then you have illness. Okay. So I'm going to take some of the keywords here, all right? Let's start off with the bully card. So with the bully card, well, for some of you, at least this is their first impression. Some of you are very confident, all right? You're very assertive and very bold. So maybe this is just their first impression of you, especially if you're very talkative and communicative. And yeah, you're kind of like the leader of the pack. So I'm really picking that up, that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a person who's very headstrong, okay? Not to say that you love the bully or you love to bully someone, but I'm getting that for someone out there that, yeah, they're viewing you as a person who's very strong, opinionated, or somebody, again, who doesn't allow other people, especially with this bully card, who doesn't allow people to walk all over them as well. And then you got the loneliness card. So what I actually heard when I saw the loneliness card is that your future spouse's first impression of you is that deep down, even though you may have a very, very positive aura, or you have a very positive outlook, or you may appear really, really, yeah, happy, they know or they can sense. Remember, your future spouse is also kind of like very intuitive too. So I'm really picking up that your future spouse's first impression of you is that they could sense that you have loneliness inside of you as well. Now, with the illness, this is exactly what I just said earlier. There's something about being fragile. Okay. So I'm not really going to be reading as or reading this card as you have an illness. All right. But there's something about either being extremely sensitive or being fragile. All right. Let's try to pull it more. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is really beautiful. What did I just said earlier around self-worth or value? So yeah, that's what this card is all about. Around you knowing your value and your worth, or that you are good enough, that you don't have to give everything to others, all right? And yeah, there's also something around balance earlier too. Oh my gosh, very nice. It's like you're very generous, but you don't allow people to take so much from you or to deplete your energy as well. That's what I'm picking up. What else? Be your badass self. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No wonder you got the bully card. So I don't know who's this for, but your future spouse's first impression of you is that, well, again, not to say you're a bully, but yeah, you're a headstrong person. You're not going to allow other people to walk all over you. Instead, they're really viewing you, or at least your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a badass, all right? Oh my gosh. It's like, don't mess with me, all right? I'm going to give you tons of nightmare if you do that. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, you're always on the go. This is also their first impression of you. You really don't want to be stuck. That's why when I saw the Close Encounters card, where there's a butterfly inside the cage, right? And then you got the New Beginnings card earlier. That's what I really picked up. You're a person who really doesn't like to be stuck over the past. You really wanted to get going. You really wanted to embrace new, exciting things out there, all right? You're always on the move. You're always on the go. That's their first impression of you. Okay, so let's get one last card or deck. Let's see here. By the way, in terms of personality type, for some of you guys, either this is your personality type. You might be a personality type number 9, 8, as well as number 2. Okay. All right, what else? Oh my gosh, love. Beautiful. Then you have true love. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. True love comes when you least expect it. So I really feel group number 1 that your future spouse, either they're also going to be seeing you as their true love, or this is your true love, all right? Oh my gosh, you have a lot of cards around love. Love, love, love. And that you're very loving. And remember when I saw the peace card, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you really dislike anything that would only bring you down, all right? You always wanted to attract positive things. You don't like it when other people are trying to dim your own light as well, all right? Anything that only brings about negativity, you try to discard that, you try to release that, because you wanted to embrace more of like the energy of love, which is beautiful. I love that. Okay, and then you got the universe card. The universe is guiding you to that special person. Allow everything to take its natural course. So This is a message for you guys, group number one. It looks like for most of you, you haven't met this person just yet. And so it's a message for you from your spiritual team or from the universe that you will be led towards this special person, which is your future spouse. Just, enjoy the moment, all right? Don't jump towards the future just yet, and just allow everything to unfold naturally for all of you. Alrighty, so that's what I have for you, group number one. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And again, I'll be seeing you next week. Stay safe, stay positive. Bye bye. Okay, group number two, you have chosen blue apatite crystal bracelet. Let's go ahead and find out what is your future spouse's first impression of you. Spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective who chose group two. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Three of Swords in reverse, the World, Queen of Pentacles, and let's see here. Let's get another card. Wow, you got the Sun card. Very beautiful. Bottom of the deck, you have the Justice card. Okay, group number two, here's what I'm hearing. This is quite interesting because I actually heard this. For some of you guys, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are a heartbreaker. Okay? Some of them, they don't feel confident, or they are feeling as if that maybe you're going to turn them down, or that you're not really going to be liking them back because they view you as the Queen of Wands. You're very attractive, physically speaking, or you're very beautiful inside and out. Because the Queen of Wands is the beauty queen of the tarot. All right. So your future spouse's first impression is that maybe because you're attractive, you may have a lot of admirers, that they won't stand a chance with you. Okay. And then I heard that their first impression of you is that you are a heartbreaker. Okay. I really got that very strongly. I don't know who's that for. Others of you, I'm hearing that your future spouse's first impression of you was that you had a heavy past, okay? Although you have healed from the past, you've closed out a really tough cycle from the past, and you're starting all over again, okay? I'm also hearing somebody watching this pile is a single mother, or you may have children from a previous marriage or previous relationship. You can switch roles, by the way. If you're a guy, then you can just switch roles. But I'm hearing that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you're very protective of your children. You always wanted the best for your children. In other words, you are a great parent, okay? That's their first impression of you. Another message that's coming through is that you're very righteous, and you really wanted to make sure that your decision is based from fairness, all right? You really wanted to be fair, and you're very objective as well. All right, let's try to pull up another set of cards. What is your future spouse's first impression of you, group number two? Wow, you got the Magician card. Okay, oh my gosh, you got the Leadership card. Two powerful figures, all right? So, your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are well experienced. You have a lot of experiences in life. You've gone through a lot. Remember, you actually got the Three of Swords in reverse. And yeah, they know, or at least this is what they're feeling, that you've gone through a rough lot in life and you have healed from it, but it made you stronger. Okay? Look at this Leadership card where there's a female warrior. Very strong masculine energy, okay? So this is suggesting to me that your future spouse is really viewing you as a strong person. You're well experienced, you're very creative, you're very talented, and you are your own boss as well. You're not afraid to take the initiative. You're not afraid to take a chance or to take a risk. You're also highly independent, and you don't care about what people are saying or thinking about you. You are, again, your own person. You speak your truth. You're very authentic. Wow, that is very powerful. What else? But you got the rescuer card, which is a really great card to get. So your future spouse's first impression of you is that even if you have this very strong personality, you are very kind-hearted. You like to be of help to people, or you have a soft spot as well for people who are in desperate need, or those who are actually really trying to seek for help. You're not really afraid to take the initiative or be the first one to be of service or to be of help to them. Okay. So yeah, you're generally really kind and a person who likes to be of help to others. Then he got new vitality, very creative again, especially with the rainbows. This is their first impression of you. You're a person with a lot of talents. I keep on hearing the word versatile, okay? Really, I even heard for some of you, now this one is very straightforward, very specific. Your future spouse's first impression of you is that maybe you are interested in the same sex type of connection, okay? I don't want to use labels, all right, whether it's bisexual or what, but that's their first impression of you, that maybe you are a type of person who likes to be in the same sex type of connection. Maybe because, especially if you're a woman, you have a very strong masculine energy. So either they're viewing you as somebody who's kind of like a tomboy, right? I don't know. I'm really picking that up. I don't know what was that for, but that was so strong. And then you got new beginnings. Let's pull it more. That was really juicy, huh? Next, you have fear. All right. So, like what I said earlier, let's start off with the fear card. Two things. One, this is your future spouse's first impression, or at least they're afraid. They really see you as somebody who's very intimidating. Okay. So they're either scared to approach you, or they feel as if that you're going to cut them off, all right? Or that you will break their heart. But I'm also hearing with this fear card, they're seeing you as a strong person. You're fearless, you're bold, you're courageous, okay? And you're all about new starts. Look at that, Ace of Wands, and then you got new beginnings. So the past is not of interest to you. You always wanted to pursue new and exciting stuffs, new opportunities out there. You're not afraid as well to reinvent or to try out new things, okay? That's their first impression of you. What else? Oh, yes. Look at that. The crane bag. Oh my gosh. You got the true love. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is nice. And I noticed there's a lot of color red. So I feel that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you're very passionate. You're a passionate person. Even when it comes to your own hobbies, your job, you're very passionate. Even when it comes to love, of course. Yeah, because I noticed there's a lot of color red. And also we have the rainbow color over here. So I'm also picking up that for some of you, your future spouse's first impression of you is that on top of you being very creative, very talented, or very passionate, you're also a person who is very versatile, like what I said earlier. Plus, they're also showing me here very strongly with this new vitality card that you are a person who's very artistic, okay? I'm really hearing that. So somebody watching this pile, you're very much into arts, okay? Either you love drawing, you love painting. Some of you are actually a person who's all about aesthetics, or somebody who also likes to I don't know. I'm hearing somebody who's kind of like a musician as well, because I'm drawn to this person who's holding this musical instrument, all right? And very spiritual for others of you, okay? Then you have partnerships and alliances. So I feel for a lot of you, your future spouse's first impression is that they can also get along with you. Others of you, they're just intimidated, but they feel as if that you do have a lot of things in common as well. And then with this crane bag and true love, their first impression of you is that you're very selective, or you're very careful when it comes to connections, especially around love and romance. Not to say you're really picky, but you're really careful when it comes to love. And that's probably because of what you've experienced in the past. Because remember, you got the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. Also, what I'm hearing based on this crane bag is that you are a person who's not afraid to decide for yourself. I don't know. I just heard that when I saw this. You're not afraid to decide for yourself. You're not basing off your decisions from what other people are saying. You're reflecting on it carefully with the image of the mirror over here before you actually take action. Okay, what else? Let's pull it more. I also noticed there's something about the hands. Yeah. So either their first impression of you is that, yeah, you have very, very beautiful hands. They're very delicate, very feminine. Then he got the financial constraints card. Let's pull it more. And then he got the trust card. Now, this is quite interesting. I'm not going to read this as financial constraints, okay? So, on this image over here, we see a closet, all right? Or kind of like a cabinet. And one door is closed. So, what I actually heard when I saw that card is that for some of you guys, their first impression of you is that you're not giving out so much information about yourself. You're very careful, all right? Either your words are filtered as well, or there are only things that you're comfortable in sharing, even to strangers, which is really, should be the case, because you shouldn't be giving your full trust to just anybody, right? Especially got the trust card over here. And that's probably because of what you have experienced in the past, all right? That's why you're a bit careful, you're a bit vigilant or cautious. And yeah, you do have healthy boundaries as well, because I'm drawn to this image of the bubble too. So you don't easily trust others, all right? And maybe because of what you have experienced in the past, you've learned how to protect yourself with this female warrior over here. Nice. All right. Let's see. So maybe that's why some of them, it's kind of like making them feel really uneasy or uncomfortable in talking to you, because there's really something about feeling intimidated, all right? They're scared to approach you. They're scared to disappoint you. They really don't know what you're going to be saying, if they're going to be approaching you. There's really something about that. So a lot of you, group number 2 who chose this pile, it looks like your future spouse at first will become a little bit uneasy or uncomfortable, all right? Or even nervous whenever they're talking to you. Oh my gosh, now we got the flying card. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Because I'm drawn to the unicorn, and there's also a rainbow. And I heard something about sexuality earlier. So, to be quite honest, whether this is really the case or not, some of them, their first impression of you is that maybe you really do go for the same sex type of connection, or either you are bisexual, all right? Even if it's not really the case. Because again, this is just their first impression, not necessarily that it's the case or it's correct. So I won't be surprised, because I'm picking up a masculine energy. So I won't be surprised if your future spouse would actually view you as somebody who's kind of like a tomboy, let's just say, all right, because of your strong masculine energy. Well, I can't believe this. And then again, there's something about risk. You're not really afraid to take a risk or to go after the things that you really want, even if it's really difficult or really challenging for others. You're not afraid to go after it. You're fearless, just like what I said. Okay, what else? What is their first impression of you, group number 2? See, I told you. Are you freaking kidding me? God, not for you. What did I just said at the very start of the reading? A lot of them, they're thinking that you won't like him back or that you're going to be turning them down. Go back to what I said at the very start of the reading. So this is definitely a confirmation, all right? So they're thinking that maybe you're going to break their heart or that you're not really into them or that if they ask you out for a date, you're just going to say no, all right? Oh my gosh. I love the synchronicity of group 2's reading. Okay, what else? Next, he got the kinship card. Wow, this is nice. So they're really viewing you as a leader, okay? Which is weird because he actually got the leadership card. You have natural, leadership skills, group number 2, or at least that's the vibe that you're giving off, all right? That you're kind of like a boss and there's so many people following you, or maybe they really view you as somebody who takes charge of a situation, who's not afraid, like what I said, to go after something, especially if this is something that you're really passionate about. You're a strong leader. That's really how they're viewing you. And I'm also getting here as well with a kinship card that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you are naturally kind, very supportive. You are a natural team player as well, very cooperative. Or you're also very selective when it comes to connections. That's why I got the nod for you too, all right? And that's also the message earlier. You're very selective when it comes to your connections, all right? And that's not to say you're overly picky. And that's because of what you have been through in the past. You're very, very careful. That's why you got the trust card. You don't easily trust others, okay? Let's see, what else? So there's also something about loyalty. You're very protective of your loved ones, your friends. That's also their first impression of you. Oh, yes. Again, there's really something about musical instrument, because that's what I actually strongly picked up earlier. Yeah, when I saw this guy playing this, I don't know what this one is called really. Similar to a flute, but I'm pretty sure there's another, name for this. But there's really something about music. So I feel that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you guys are naturally, like what I said, creative, very talented, very artistic. I'm also hearing that, your future spouse's first impression of you is that maybe you share the same things in common, all right? Especially around music too. That's also what I'm getting when I saw this card. What else? Let's try to pull up more. Ooh, cards are flying out. What is this? Let's take a look. Ooh, okay. You got the karmic completion. So, it's exactly what I said at the very start of the reading. If you can go back. Remember, I told you guys that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you've been through a lot in life, or that you were also heartbroken many, many times, but you were able to heal yourself. Because remember, this Three of Swords is in reverse. So some of them, they're thinking that's the reason why you're a bit cautious or you're actually a bit vigilant. And that's because of the many traumatic experiences that you've had in the past. Okay. And you were able to successfully close out those really difficult cycles. And it made you really strong. Look at that. Oh, wow. I love this reading. Okay, let's try to pull up 3 cards from this deck. What else, Spirit? What is their first impression of group number 2? Peace. Okay. Ooh, a lot of cards again. Hold up. Let's just get 2 more. Oh my gosh, you got the Strength card. Whoa, group number 2. This is how they're really viewing you, or their perception of you, that you're a very strong person. Wow. Wow. I love this. You're feminine, especially if you're a woman watching this. You're feminine, or you have this very feminine energy still, but you're also very strong. So there's a perfect balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. And then he got the Wisdom card, Exactamundo. All right, so let's start off with the Peace card. So this is their first impression of you, that you are a person who's very peace-loving. Remember, you got the Kinship card, so you're all about togetherness. You really don't like any drama. You always wanted to be around people who's going to be, of benefit to you in a way that, these people are not going to be dimming your light. You always wanted to be surrounded with positive people too. Because again, peace is also talking about dissolving any negative energy, right? And so I'm getting here that you don't like to be around anybody or in an environment where there's always, drama and negativity. That's why I got this Peace card. You're also very kind and gentle, just like with this lamb over here. Either you're very protective, because again, you got the Leadership card. So you are a strong person, for sure. And you like to protect the weak. Because I'm drawn to this lamb over here, all right, which is a prey, and you got this young child over here. So you're very, very protective. That's the vibe I'm getting just by looking at this card. And also, what I'm hearing very strongly is that if you're already a mother or a parent, you are very hands-on, and that you're also very loving towards your family or towards your children. You're very supportive of them. You always wanted to give the best to your children, especially if you're already a parent watching this pick a card reading. And again, this one is self-explanatory. You guys are really strong people, okay? You've been through a lot. I just said that earlier, and it gave you a lot of wisdom, okay? You have a lot of experiences. You're smart, not just academically speaking, but you are wise because of your experiences. And you're an old soul with this image of the owl. Oh, wow. I love this. Let's try to pull it more. What is their first impression of you? That you are a dream come true. Oh my gosh. Wow. So it looks like your future spouse is already seeing you, even on the first meeting, that you have a lot of qualities that they like in a romantic partner. Friend zone. Are you freaking kidding me? What the freak, man? This is crazy. You got the not for you card. Now you got the friend zone. So like what I said earlier, group number 2, I tell you, a lot of you guys who chose this pile, your future spouse is kind of like thinking that maybe you don't like him back, or that they won't stand a chance with you. They're afraid to approach you. They're afraid to express their feelings. And that's because they're thinking that maybe you're just going to friend zone them. All right. Oh boy. I love the synchronicity for group 2's reading. It's so powerful. Let's get one more. And that's weird. I'm hearing the name Rebecca. Rebecca. I don't know who is that, whether it's the viewer or it's actually, Yeah, your future spouse, if you're a guy watching this. Oh my gosh, and then you got fearless love. Crazy, because that's also what I kept on saying over and over again earlier, right? That you are fierce, you're brave, you're courageous, you're fearless, you're not afraid to take a leap of faith. And now you got a message that says a courageous leap into the unknown. But this is also your future spouse, that they're kind of like really scared to approach you. Like what I said earlier, they're afraid to take a risk because they're afraid that you're just going to be friend zoning them. But since this is your future spouse, eventually they would be able to overcome their fear. All right. And yeah, it's going to be a dream come true as well for them, for sure, with this partnership that you both have. All right, let's try to pull up another set. What is your future spouse's first impression of you? Group number 2. Honeymoon. Okay. Pay attention to the red flags. Oh my gosh. Again, this is exactly what I was just talking about earlier. How your future spouse is kind of like seeing you as somebody's very guarded, very protective of yourself even, or you're cautious when it comes to the matters of the heart. Or people in general, all right? Are you kidding me? You got the true love. This is how they're viewing you. Okay? So for a lot of you, group number 2, you are definitely going to be marrying your true love. Or at least this is how they're seeing you, that you are their true love. On top of that, their first impression of you is that, yeah, you're fun to be around with, okay? Or they wanted to get to know more about you because of your mysterious nature. All right? There's something about mystery as well. And at the same time, for others of you, there's something about travel. So I'm guessing that maybe your future spouse's first impression of you is that you have visited so many countries, or you're well traveled, or you like traveling too. Okay, what else? Let's try this deck. What is their first impression of you, group number 2? Okay. Sweet dream. Oh my gosh. I tell you, group number 2, your future spouse is really seeing you as a dream come true. That's crazy because he got that card earlier. Now he got the sweet dream. And they're really seeing you as their wish. Like you have the qualities that they're looking for in a potential mate, or they're seeing you as a potential partner or husband or wife material. Wow. Wow. This is very straightforward. They really do like you a lot, but they're afraid that you might just turn them down. Okay? They're afraid that maybe you're actually going to be breaking their heart, or that you're not really going to be loving them back or liking them back, or you won't give them a chance at all. Whoa. All right, let's pull up another set. What is their first impression of you? Okay. Oh my gosh. Whoa, you're very straightforward. That's also their first impression of you. Yeah, there's really something about being very straightforward, being very blunt. Yeah, wow. What else? Okay, they're also showing me here that their first impression of you is that you know how to take good care of yourself. You really do love yourself. See, I told you that's why it's really important, you guys, to love yourself, because this is really going to be reflecting on the outside world. What is your relationship with yourself? Notice that if you have the tendency to attract emotionally unavailable people or people who doesn't treat you right, ask yourself, how am I treating myself? Because if you truly love yourself, if you really do care about yourself, if you truly respect yourself, you won't allow those people or anybody to be treating you that way because you know your value and you know your worth. So always remember that relationships are mirrors. So see, this is how they're viewing you, that you know how to take good care of yourself, that you really do love yourself. For others of you, you're very blunt or very straightforward. There's really something about communication, which is why I said earlier that blue apatite is a great crystal to work with for communication. Okay. So either, like what I said, you're very straightforward, or they're kind of like scared that you're going to be cutting them off. All right. If they try to speak to you. Oops, a lot of cards. Let's just get one more. Okay, there you go. Oh my gosh, wow. They're really seeing you as somebody's very selfless. This is really beautiful, group number 2. The fact that they're seeing you as somebody's very selfless, but at the same time, you just don't give everything to others, all right? You also know how to take good care of yourself. And by the way, the video got cut off because I forgot to charge my phone. Sorry about that, by the way. But anyway, before we wrap things up, let me actually just pull up the last set of cards. Anything else, Spirit? Obstacles, okay. Wow, you got the commitment. And then you got Cupid. Oh my gosh. They really see you, group number 2, as somebody who has endured a lot of hardships in life, especially with this obstacles card, all right? And like what I said, you got the leadership card earlier, so they're really viewing you, or their first impression of you is that you really take charge of a situation. You try to find a solution to every problem or every challenge that gets in the way, okay? And at the same time, you are very committed to your partnerships or to your connections, or you're very loyal as well. And yes, with the Cupid card, they're really seeing you as a very romantic or a passionate person, okay? They really see you as their true love. I love this. Group number 2. So that's it. That's their first impression of you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, group number 2. And as always, I'll be seeing you next week. Bye-bye. All right, group number 3, you have chosen the Blue Apatite Crystal Tower. Let's go ahead and find out what is your future spouse's first impression of you. Spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective who chose group number 3. Let's see, what is their first impression of you? 6 of Cups. Judgment. Ace of Pentacles. Hierophant. Three of Pentacles. And you got the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have 10 of Wands. All right, so here's what I'm seeing for group number 3. Well, one, a lot of them, they're actually viewing you, or their first impression of you is that you are a very hardworking person. You're very dedicated to your career, okay? That's what I'm hearing. And again, this is not for all of you, so only take what applies. I'm also hearing very strongly that for others of you, your future spouse's first impression of you is that they feel as if that they've known you for a long time. I really got that. And so don't be surprised, because for some of you guys, your future spouse is somebody from a past life, or you had several lifetimes with this individual. And so the feelings are familiar, and this is their first impression as well about you. Like they've known you for a long time, but they couldn't put their finger on it. That's really what I got. Others of you, their first impression of you is that there's something from the past that you haven't released from just yet. And it's preventing you from having this new beginning. Baggages is more of like what I'm hearing, okay? Or there is a possibility that some of you have the tendency to hold on to some grudges. That's also their first impression of you. Another message that's coming through is that you're very dedicated or very committed to relationships. Either you're very loyal or you're actually very dedicated, not only when it comes to relationships and everything that you're passionate about, even when it comes to your career or even when it comes to your work. Wow. All right. Let's try to pull up another set of cards. Again, only take what applies because I'm getting several energies. What is their first impression of you, group number 3? You got the Hermit. Okay. House, buildings. And then you got companion. Wow. And it says loyalty. Oh my gosh. I just said that earlier. So yeah, this is a confirmation from spirit. Their first impression of you is that you're very dedicated to your relationships. Even when it comes to your friendships, you're very loyal, you're very loving, you're very committed. And then you got the Hermit card. You might be a Virgo as well, or you may have that in your chart. And it says contemplation. So I'm getting here that your future spouse's first impression of you is that you really try to carefully think or examine, some certain things in your life, especially around decision making. And most especially when you're faced with a problem, you really try to contemplate about a solution maybe. You're also very transparent. That's also what I'm picking up with the jellyfishes, all right? That's their first impression of you. And you're very selfless. You always care about the people around you. That's their first impression of you, okay? Really nice. Very strong feminine energy, yeah, with this companion card over here. Very beautiful. Let's see, what else? What is their first impression of you, group number 3? Oh, yes. Look at that. Blossom. Delight. Especially with this ball of light, I'm getting here that your future spouse's first impression of you is that, yeah, you really have this very beautiful sunny energy. Especially there's a lot of colored yellow, all right? That's beautiful. And then you got the Delight card. I'm also hearing with this Delight card, especially with the image of the bird, that either of two things. You have great communication skills, all right? Or you're very wise, because you got the Hermit card. The Hermit is somebody who's very wise and knowledgeable. And at the same time, I feel as well that your future spouse's first impression of you is that there's a lot of people who wanted to be near you, who wanted to talk to you, because there's something as well around communication. Some of you, you will be meeting your future spouse while traveling, or it's also possible that you'll be meeting your future spouse on social media. Oh, yes, look at that. Freedom. And it says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I'm loving the energy. I could pick up a very mature energy here for group number 3. So your future spouse's first impression of you is that, again, um, you really do try to walk away from anything that only brings about negativity into your life because you're very high vibrational, you're very positive. And at the same time, I'm hearing very strongly with this freedom card as well as the blossom card that you really don't allow people to dim your own light. Okay. You free yourself from anybody who tries to dim your own light. You are this ball of energy. And maybe that's why you naturally kind of like attract so many people towards you, including those low vibrational people. I won't be surprised if some of you guys are very, empathic. I also got that. And again, with the freedom card, this is you. You're making use of your power to create your own happiness. You don't rely on others. Not to say you don't need anybody for help, but you don't rely on others just for you to feel happy. Okay? Wow, that's nice. I love that. All right, let's try to pull it more. What is their first impression of you? Oh my gosh, beautiful. You got the sanctuary card and it says privacy, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries. Oh my gosh, now it's making sense. So yeah, your future spouse's first impression of you is that, well, this is very straightforward. Some of you guys, you are very mysterious as well to your future spouse because you're very private. You don't overshare. But for others of you, you have healthy boundaries, all right? And that's nice. Probably it's because of what you've experienced in the past. And that's why I said earlier, you might be an empath. An empath, they also attract a lot of toxic people because they're very much attracted to your light, all right? And that you needed to create healthy boundaries. You need to shield yourself from anybody who's trying to steal your energy or deplete your energy. So maybe this is you. You know how to create healthy boundaries for yourself as well as with others. All right, let's try to pull it more. Fragmented energy. Yeah, they find you so mysterious because look at that with the pieces of the puzzle. So for a lot of you, group number 3, I feel that your future spouse is seeing you as a mystery, okay? Or you're a mysterious person. They're having a hard time figuring you out. You're very unpredictable. Okay, you got the death cards. You're all about transformation or change. That's also their first impression of you. You're not afraid to embrace changes or to make some positive changes for yourself. You got woman holding a coin. So they're really seeing you as a high valued woman or man. Wow, that is beautiful. You are a spouse material with this woman holding a coin. This is giving me the impression of the Queen of Pentacles. You're very stable, you're very secure, or financially stable as well, because she's holding a coin. You're also very intuitive with the image of the cat over here. You're very practical when it comes to spending or saving your money. This is also their first impression of you. Wow, this is nice. I love this. Let's try to pull it more. Very mature energy is what I'm picking up. And then you got the focus card. Again, there's an image of a butterfly. There's really something around change for you guys, okay? Their first impression of you is that you don't have any trouble in making some changes, especially if this is going to be beneficial for you. Because again, you got the freedom card. This is you realizing that I do have the power to make some positive changes in my life. And with the focus card as well, this one is very self-explanatory, very straightforward. This is also how they're viewing you, or their first impression of you is that you're very focused. Either you're very focused on your dreams and goals, all right? You don't allow yourself to be easily distracted by any external influences. That's also another possibility. All right, let's try to pull it more. What else? What is their first impression of you? Group number 3. You're very observant, okay? You're also very cunning like a fox. Yeah, very smart, very cunning, very calculating. That's also what I picked up. And again, I'm drawn to the crescent moon. There's really something about intuition. So I really feel group number 3, a lot of you guys who chose this pile, you guys are highly psychic, empathic as well, very intuitive. And yeah, it's like you can easily pick up if a person is telling the truth or not. That's also what I got. And so their first impression of you is that you're very observant. You pay attention to details, all right? Or you have an eye for details. And yeah, that makes you very, very smart or very cunning too. All right. So I feel that your future spouse is kind of like saying that nobody can outwit you. I'm sharing that right now. Okay. And I feel it's because of your past experiences. Because remember, you got the Hermit card. The Hermit is a wise person. And you didn't become wise overnight. It's because of the many failures, the many things that you have experienced in the past, which is why. Okay. And that's also the reason why maybe some of you guys are very guarded or very protective of yourself. Because again, you got the Sanctuary card, somebody who knows how to create healthy boundaries for themselves. All right, let's pull it more. What is their first impression of you? Oh, yes, look at that with the Temple card. I'm getting a very peaceful, quiet energy, very centered and very balanced. Wow, I'm getting a very earthy energy. I won't be surprised if some of you guys are earth signs, especially Virgo. I really got Virgo very strongly. For others of you, I'm getting a Pisces energy too. So yeah, you don't have any trouble being alone as well. That's also what I'm hearing. Not to say you're a loner, but especially if you're an empath, you really do need to detach from the rest of the world because it's too much, right? But there's something about you not having any trouble enjoying your own company. This is also their first impression of you. Other people, they have to be around so many people in order for them to feel good or to feel happy. All right. The more, the merrier. But with you, you don't have any trouble being alone by yourself. All right. Not to say that you're a lonely person. That's different. Okay. In fact, they're showing me here that you enjoy your own company as well. Okay. And this is how they're perceiving you. And again, there's that energy of peace. Peace is very, very strong. You have this very peaceful, mature, grounded energy. Group number 3. This is their first impression of you. I love the energy of group number 3, to be quite honest. Very mature. Okay. Yeah, deep with a sacred pool. Oh my gosh. Crazy. So it makes sense why I got the Hermit card. You're very wise. You're a deep person. You have so much depth in you. Okay. You're not a shallow person, in other words. I love that. I love that. Okay. Some of you, you're highly spiritual too. Okay. This is also their first impression of you, that you are a person who's very spiritual. All right. Let's see what else. You got love. Very beautiful. I so love this group number 3. You're very loving and kind. And at the same time, like what I said earlier, I feel that a lot of people are drawn to your energy because of your loving nature. But maybe in the past, there were a lot of people who tried to abuse your kindness. That's what I'm hearing right now from Spirit. And maybe that's why you're also careful in terms of relationships. Okay? Yeah, because you got the 3 of Swords. Now it's making sense. You got it earlier. And so I feel that's also the reason why you need to be, careful going forward or you're very cautious around partnerships or connections. Then he got broken open. Again, talk about peace. We see here this lady meditating. Again, there's that energy of peace. This is their first impression of you. Either your future spouse really feels comfortable being around you, or they could sense your peaceful energy. Like they can feel really, at ease whenever you guys are around each other. Or another message that's coming through with this broken open card, you're very intuitive. I keep on getting that. You have a very strong intuition. You really try to listen to your own intuition, especially with this temple card over here. You try to go within, especially when it comes to things that might be confusing to you. Because again, you got the Hermit card. You really try to go within and try to find some answers on your own by going within. Okay? Wow. I love this. All right, let's pull up another set. What else, Spirit? Harmony. Oh my gosh. Talk about peace. Now you got harmony. There's really something about peace and harmony for group number 3. That's why I really love your energy too. And this is also how your future spouse is seeing you. All about peace, love, and harmony. Beautiful energy. I could really sense it. And then you got the gentleness card. Right. I don't know. I'm getting this very Mother Mary-like type of energy, very feminine, very gentle, very caring and loving. I love the energy for group number 3. Yeah. Strong divine feminine energy, especially with this gentleness card over here. So you're very gentle and kind and very loving. And again, with the image of the dove, peace again. Peace and harmony. Well, that kept on repeating over and over again for group number 3. I noticed that. And then he got protection. So this is definitely related to the sanctuary card. Just like what I said earlier, I feel group number 3, you're very vigilant, you're very cautious, and that's because of what you've experienced in the past, maybe. That's why you also learned how to create healthy boundaries for yourself to protect your energy from external influences or anybody who might be trying to dim your own light. Wow. Love this. Group number 3. I feel that this is my favorite group, honestly. Anyway, let's pull up 3 more cards from this deck. What is their first impression of you guys? All right, you got the natural evolution. Holiday. Oh my gosh, you got the twin flame union. Heart, body, mind, and soul. Bottom of the deck, unexpected connection. So maybe for some of you guys, regardless whether you already know who this is or you're just about to meet this person, because I'm getting a mixture. For some of you guys, Spirit is saying that it might take a while before you will be with this person. So just allow things to unfold naturally. For others of you, you already know who this is, and there's a possible twin flame union here happening in the future, all right? And then for others of you, what I'm also hearing is that your future spouse's first impression of you is that, yeah, you know how to balance work and play. I really got that too. You know how to manage your time wisely. You're not just all about work, work, work. You know how to take a step back, how to enjoy or have fun, especially if it's needed. And at the same time, like what I said earlier, you really try to take your time, especially around decision making. And then with a twin flame union, like what I said, I feel that you and your future spouse, not for all of you, not all of you chose group number 3, is that you are going to be marrying your twin flame, okay? But for some of you, that's going to be the case. others of you, it's just a sign that you and your future spouse are marrying so much, all right? There's a lot of things that you both share in common. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to the next set of cards. What else? What is their first impression of you, group number 3? Yeah, for some of you, this is a new love, by the way. Not a past person. Pay attention to the red flags. Deception. Oh my gosh. Wow. So this is definitely a validation for me, because I'm picking up that for a lot of you chose this pile. Either in the past you were betrayed. All right. Now you got deception. So even your future spouse is really seeing you as somebody who's very cautious when it comes to the matters of the heart, or even when it comes to connections. You're very careful that you really do have to, not necessarily to put up all of your walls up, or you're really so guarded, but you're just very, very protective of yourself because of what you've experienced in the past. So that's why I got the pay attention to the red flags. You're very cautious. And like what I said earlier, remember, I actually heard from Spirit that your future spouse's first impression of you is that nobody can fool you or outwit you, because you are highly intuitive and you can easily pick up if somebody's telling the truth or not. So yeah, you can easily unmask if somebody is just trying to, either fool around with you or somebody's not being very honest with you. Nice. I love this. All right, let's pull up another set. What is their first impression of you, group number 3? Oh, this is so nice. You got the Alliance card. All right. 2 things, because the keyword is trust. Well, we've talked about that over and over again, in which your future spouse's first impression is that you don't easily trust or give your full trust to anybody, okay? You're very careful around connections, even when it comes to friendships or romantic partnerships. But it says here to compatibility. So, like what I said, I feel that your future spouse's first impression is that you guys are really going to be getting along really well, or that you share a lot of things in common. And it says honesty, because you got the deception card. So they're really perceiving you as somebody who's very honest, okay? You're not phony, but you're very honest. And you're very loyal with the image of the dog. Next, you got the conflict card. And then you got the vow card. Wow. This is suggesting to me with all of these 3 cards that you guys are really, really dedicated partners, okay? You're very committed, even when it comes to your marriage with your future spouse. Yes, you would encounter a lot of differences, a lot of conflict, but with the vow card, this is you trying to stick to your vows, all right? Really trying your very best to make things work. So together, I tell you, group number 3, you can turn this relationship as a lifetime partnership, okay? Because, again, it has to be the both of you. And so your future spouse is kind of like seeing you as somebody who's very loyal, again, with the image of the dog. You're very committed despite of the differences. You're willing to make things work, all right? Because you wanted to stick to your vows as well. Wow. For some of you guys, you're highly religious or deeply spiritual and religious, because I'm drawn to the image of the people praying, okay? That's also their first impression of you, that you have a very strong connection with the divine as well. Okay. All right. What else? What is their first impression of you, group number 3? Okay. All right. Oops. Cards got mixed up. What is this? Oh my gosh. Uncover the mystery that's been on your mind. Okay. All right. So they really see you as a very mysterious person that you're hard to figure out. And now it's making sense why I got a lot of cards around change. So I feel that your future spouse's first impression of you, most especially if this is somebody from your past, they've seen you transformed into a really different person. And it's positive, okay? So you've transformed something that is negative towards the positive. Oh my gosh. Wow. They're also showing me here that you guys are very strong and you don't have any trouble in expressing yourself. You don't see yourself as weak, even if you really try to express your own emotions. Because some people, they would actually see that as a sign of weakness. Like being vulnerable doesn't mean that is a sign of a weakness or you're a weak person. Okay. That's nice. I love that. All right. So let's move on to the last set of cards now. Anything else, please? Heart. You got the bond card, and then you got the embrace card. Wow. You're very sweet and thoughtful, in other words. That's what they're showing me here. I also have a very strong feeling that for a lot of you chose this pile, I feel that you and your future spouse are going to be starting out as friends as well. Or the reason why this connection can last for a lifetime or a long time is because of the friendship that you both share. Because remember, you got the alliance card earlier, and it actually shows a dog and a little girl. There's something about friendship for sure. And then they're also showing me here that, again, you have this very comforting energy about you. That's why a lot of people wanted to be around you so much, all right? You're very caring and nurturing. So there you go. Group number 3. I love this pile. I feel like this is my favorite group because I could pick up a very mature energy and very, peaceful energy as well. Yeah, for some reason, though, I'm having a hard time speaking, or it's like there's something about my throat. Crazy. So maybe throat chakra blockage as well. And yeah, work with blue apatite because that's a great crystal to work with in terms of communication. But anyway, group number 3, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And again, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Love and light.